The moment a customer enters their credit card and makes a purchase is where most brands disappear like a fart in the wind. But brands who are winning in 2025 are leveraging the post-purchase experience to increase AOV, drive higher customer LTV, and reduce their reliance on cold traffic. Now, in this video, we're gonna run through how to build the post-purchase flow, some common pitfalls, the exact email structure we use for our 7- and 8-figure brand partners, how to build it, and the tests that you can use and leverage to take your post-purchase experience to the next level. So let's dive in. Okay, so a post-purchase thank you flow specifically for first-time customers is specifically made to build trust, eliminate buyer's remorse, and create a lasting positive impression for your brand. Now, for D2C brands specifically, this flow provides an opportunity to educate customers about their purchase and also introduce them to your brand story and encourage repeat purchases. But the thing is, a lot of brands just completely miss this opportunity. Their series ends up looking something like, hey, thanks for purchasing, means a lot. Hey, do you want to leave a review type of thing? Or do you want to buy some more stuff? This flow can be really, really useful because it captures a heightened engagement point because they just gave you their money, right? By delivering personalized messaging, offering some value added content like product care tips, usage guides, things like that, and providing exclusive incentives just for these people, you can turn those one-time buyers into loyal customers super quickly. Now, a well-crafted post-purchase thank you flow not only increases the customer satisfaction, but it also will increase your client LTV or your customer LTV. Now, the reason it'll increase satisfaction is because what you're trying to do here is make sure that people are actually getting the desired result that they're looking for. Whether that's clothing, whether that's skincare, whether that's a soup that helps with gut health, whatever it is, let's make sure they actually achieve their desired result. This is really, really important for skincare products or supplements or anything that really involves something that a customer could screw up, right? We want to make sure we're giving them all of the opportunities to actually succeed here. Now, the main purpose, like I said, is to welcome people on board and express gratitude and just basically reinforce the decision that they made to purchase from you. Number 2 is educating customers how to maximize the benefits of their purchase and reduce those potential returns. So not only is it going to help with increasing your customer satisfaction and increasing LTV, it's also going to help to reduce potential returns, which is again, profit. And then 3 is encouraging loyalty through personalized engagement and cross-sell opportunities based off of what they purchase. This can be really great if someone, let's say you sell someone like a protein powder or something that's more so built to build muscle. Well, if you know that they want to build muscle, you could sell them or upsell or cross-sell them on either more of the same, or you could upsell them on something else that's also going to help them build muscle, right? And the last thing here is just building trust. Now, so many brands are just like, I got your money, we're good to go. Like, it doesn't really matter. The moment someone purchases though, there will probably be a little bit of buyer's remorse. So what we want to do is make sure we build that trust and make sure that they know 100% that they made the right decision here, right? So most common pitfalls that we see brands make, number 1 is just really generic messaging. Number 2 is just overloading it with promotions. So bombarding customers with upsells can feel like a little bit pushy depending on the brand, and it also can detract from your gratitude message. The third is just ignoring product education. Again, if people don't know how to get the desired result that they want from this product, they're probably not going to come back and purchase again, right? 2 is no review requests. This is a big opportunity to request reviews. Now, you want to make sure it's done at the right time so people aren't getting this request before they've even received their actual product. And you'd be surprised how many large brands actually do that. You want to make sure that this is going out at the right time, but it's also a huge opportunity for you to build some social proof based off of this. And then 5 is just lack of segmentation. Treating first-time customers the same as repeat customers, the same as those VIPs who have come back 3 or 4 or 5 times. It's just going to not feel as genuine, and it's just not going to be as relevant for the people who are receiving it. Okay, so what do you actually need here? The first thing you're going to need is just order tracking integration. This is going to be set up pretty well through your Shopify integration. If you're using Shopify, WooCommerce, it should be the exact same deal. If you're using another platform, might need to look into this a little bit more. Dynamic blocks, again, this can be like personalization, not just name, but also specific products that they purchased. It could be specific upsell blocks or cross-sell blocks based off of the product that they just purchased. Customer segmentation, so again, looking at first-time buyers, repeat customers, high-value purchasers. You can also look at different types of collections maybe, or products that they've purchased, or even the desired outcome related to those products or collections. 4 would be just social proof assets. So just adding some reviews and testimonials. Again, we're not trying to get people to necessarily purchase for the first time, right? They've already purchased, but we want to reinforce that they made the right decision here. And then 5 is educational resources. So again, preparing those FAQs, those guides and videos related to that value add content. And number 6 is just optional incentives. So these are things like, hey, if you just purchased right now, we'll give you 10% off to purchase another product, or hey, for this limited time, we're going to give you X% off if you want to double up on your order or something along those lines. That could make a lot of sense if you have a reusable or consumable product, and it can increase your AOV and LTV right out the gate. Okay, so how do we actually build it out? Well, the trigger is just when someone places an order. The flow filters are going to be they've canceled an order 0 times since starting the flow, they have refunded the order 0 times since starting the flow, and they have placed order at least once. The conditional splits that we're going to want to have here are going to just vary depending on your brand. You can split things out by product, i.e. like apparel versus skincare. You could split it out based off of category. You could split it out based off of the desired outcome, like I mentioned. You could split it out based off of the purchased value. So it could be, hey, anything over $100 or anything over $1,000 or whatever it is gets this. Anyone under $1,000 gets this, depending on what kind of products you offer. You can also split it by purchase quantity. So if they've purchased if they purchased once or twice or 3 times or 5 times, giving them different offers and having different flows based off of that is going to be really, really helpful. Okay, so in terms of the actual email structure, so the first email oftentimes is just going to be a personalized thank you and an order confirmation. First time, basically what we want to do here is express gratitude for the purchase and provide order details, make sure that the customer knows like, yeah, we're good. I got the order. We're ready to go. Second is going to be expressing gratitude for loyalty and just having them come back again. A layout example here can be something super, super simple. Just logo, header, subheader, body acknowledging the purchase and personalized details, including like order tracking number and whatnot. And then CTA being just like track your order. Now, email number 2 is going to be diving into the brand story and benefits a little bit more. So what we want to do is we want to educate the customer about your brand while also getting them fired up to actually receive your product, right? So again, similar kind of structure here. We can use logo, header, subheader. So the body is going to be highlighting the brand story. It's going to be reinforcing some of the benefits of the product that they have chosen to purchase. And then CTA is going to be something like learn more. You could also add in some social proof here. You could add in some testimonials. You could add in some reviews of people purchasing the exact same product. Like if someone just purchased pre-workout, I don't know why supplements are on the mind. If someone just purchased a pre-workout, have someone's review of that specific pre-workout and be like, this was the best pre-workout ever. Like I felt like I was flying. I felt like I had wing, whatever, Red Bull, something along those lines, right? Get people super hyped up, get people really fired up so that they know exactly what they're going to get when they get their product. Now, email number 3, product usage and education. This is just going to be kind of brief instructions on how to use the product and how to make sure that they get their desired outcome. Similar kind of layout example there. Email number 4 is going to be social proof and community invitation. So what this is going to look like, again, is building trust by showcasing some reviews, inviting them to join the community and having some reviews of that community specifically. If you do have that, if you do have social media, you have a Facebook group, you have a school group, or maybe you have loyalty programs that you will incentivize people to join, this can be a really great opportunity to do that. And then email number 5, we're going to be getting into the cross-sell recommendations and loyalty program info. So here, what we want to do is suggest complementary products while you're introducing your loyalty program to encourage those repeat purchasers. You could be like, hey, and this is kind of an example of how you could lay it out, but you might have different product recommendations based off of the category. And then based off of that, you might say, hey, join a loyalty program. You'll get benefits like XYZ. You'll earn this point, this point, this point. You already have earned this amount of points. You can use that towards this next purchase and we'll give you 10% off or something along those lines, right? Again, the more relevant it can be to someone, the more likely they're going to actually purchase. Email number 6, this is usually when we can have a review request. And if you do want to segment these out into different flows, you can always do that. But the reason we want to build it out in one is just so that we know there's not going to be weird overlap. So what we might do here is wait, you might have a trigger that waits until the order is actually delivered. And then we send this maybe a couple of days later or however long it might take for people to actually experience the product, right? If it's a supplement, it might be a couple of days. If it's a supplement that takes a little bit longer, it might be a little bit longer than that. If it's clothing, it might be even a little bit longer after that. Kind of just depends on the customer and the product that they're purchasing, right? This is where effectively what we're going to want to do is just keep it super simple, have a write a review CTA button. And then also if you do need any help, like what we want to make sure is like, not only are we just asking for a review, but it's like, hey, how are you doing? how are you enjoying the product? Are you getting what you wanted out of it? And then having them leave a review, or having a secondary button that is more like contact us, get a hold of us type of thing if they need help. Email number 7, this is going to be an exclusive discount for the next purchase. So what we found is that if we can get someone to purchase again in the first 30 to 60 days, people are going to come back and loyalty is going to be much higher than if we can't do that. So what we want to do here is incentivize that repeat purchase, create a time-sensitive offer, and ideally you actually make it a customized code so that it is actually a time-sensitive offer. It's not something that is easily found on Reddit or something like that. This is something that will actually expire so that people know, and you can create some urgency on that. Now, depending on how good the offer is or how you want to build that out, you can always add on additional emails in there too. But the last email for this example will be kind of a VIP offer or a referral program. So if people are purchasing like 2, 3, 4, 5 times, again, kind of just depends on the brand and what you're selling. Because obviously, like if you're selling mattresses, people probably aren't going to come back like 5 times unless they've got like 5 different beds. It'd be kind of weird. What we want to do here is review or reward our loyal customers by inviting them to a VIP program and then encouraging people to refer their friends, their family, their cat, their dog, whoever it is. Now, in terms of tests, there's a lot that we can do here. The first test we'll often do is just a timing test. So sending email to immediately after purchase or waiting until after their delivery confirmation. The second thing would be subject line personalization. Now this could be based off of people's desired outcomes. This could be based off of what they purchased, the categories. It could be incorporating their name or something along those lines. It could be incorporating a discount that's specific to them. This is another great test. Alongside that, looking at different ways to segment the thank you flow as well based off of those categories can be a really great one. I didn't mention it here, but that's kind of one of the things I mentioned previously. And then CTA placement and design. So experimenting with different CTA placements, different CTAs throughout the email, and then also just changing up the order of these emails. This isn't necessarily like, you don't need to follow this to a T. What I would recommend doing is just testing and looking at different flow opportunities and looking at different ways that you could kind of construct things. Obviously, it needs to make sense. Like I've audited brands where it's like, hey, you have an initial thank you email, or I mean, whether it's thank you or abandoned checkout or whatever, it's like the first offer is higher and then the second one is lower, and it's like, why would anyone come and purchase the second one if they didn't purchase off the first one? It just doesn't make any sense, right? So we want to make sure it actually makes sense, and we also want to make sure that people are receiving the emails at the right time so that it's not like they're not receiving those, hey, do you want to leave a review, when they just placed an order. It's silly, right? So anyways, that is the thank you series flow and some of the tests that we're going to run for this flow specifically. Now, if you do have a D2C brand doing over 100K a month and you are looking for some help with retention and you don't want to do this all yourself, click the link below. There should be a link to book in a call with me. We will get a strategy going for you. We'll get an audit done for you and we can take it from there. Thanks so much and have a great day.